Happy Independence Day. So everybody, hope that you are enjoying your holidays so far. My name is Park Ranger Roland, President of Cowpens National Battlefield. Thank you for joining me in my spare bedroom, so surrounded by some of my military awards I've earned. Myself and my fellow park rangers of the Southern Campaign of the American Revolution Parks Group, who did the Clash of the Commander video series, are back today with a one-day event where each of us has picked out a signer, so from the Declaration of Independence, and we are kind of covering them, stating our case why we think they are the most important person to talk about. We are calling this one-day event Profiles of Independence. My choice over the course of his life was known as a patriot, a merchant, a delegate, president of the Continental Congress, son of liberty, governor of some Massachusetts, and some people even called him a smuggler. My choice is none other than John Hancock. Whenever you talk about the Declaration of Independence, John Hancock's name typically comes up 1 through 3 in that order, most important, and we will cover that reason in a little bit. Kind of moving back now to talk a little bit about John's early life. He was born in 1737 in Braintree, Massachusetts. I myself also grew up in southeastern Massachusetts, not far from Braintree. The main reason why I chose Mr. Hancock. In a very early age of John's life, his father passed away. His mother was not able to take care of him and his siblings, and John was sent to live with his aunt and uncle who had no children. They would eventually end up adopting him. John's uncle also had a very profitable mercantile business. John became one of his uncle's main apprentices, worked hard, and he earned his uncle's faith and support and trust in the company. John graduated from Harvard University at age 17. A couple years after that, his uncle sent him on a business trip to England, where John got to mingle with very wealthy, very prominent merchants and business owners in England. During that time in 1761, John also got to see the coronation of King George III. John was a political protege of Samuel Adams. He was a son of liberty. He did not take part in the Boston Tea Party, but John was at the meetings that led up to that. And it was at one of those meetings that John Hancock uttered his so famous words, "Let every man do what is right in his own eyes." John did have a few ships that he used to transport cargo to and from. In 1768, April of 1768, the British boarded one of those ships, the Lydia. They were demanding to search the storage hold because the British heard that John had a lot of contraband, illegal goods that he did not pay his duties on. But because the British did not have a writ of assistance, in today's language, a search warrant, he got off on the charges. Next month, May of 1768, the British would confiscate his ship, the Liberty, due to the tea and other products on the ship John never paid his duty on. A very close friend of John Hancock's, John Adams, who was a lawyer, got him off of the smuggling charges. When General Gage sent the British forces out of Boston April 18th, 1775, to find and destroy Patriot stores at Lexington and Concord, which they would march into Lexington on the next day, so April 19th. John Hancock and Samuel Adams were in Lexington at that point in time. John Hancock would be elected president of the Second Continental Congress when the Declaration of Independence was written. The first person to sign it was John Hancock. When he did sign it, it was only him and one other person in the room. That official document that only had John's signature on it was called the Dunlap broadside because it was sent to printer John Dunlap. About 6 months later, another copy would come out having 56 signatures on it. But the first one only had the most recognizable signature on the document, as I said earlier, John Hancock. All right. After that, after he retired from the Continental Congress, he would be elected the first and third governor of Massachusetts. That's my talk about John Hancock. Hope that you liked it. You can catch all of the other videos from Leah Tabor of Kings Mountain National Military Park, Will Caldwell of the Over Mountain Victory National Historic Trail, and Adrian Stewart of 96 National Historic Site under the Profiles of Independence link, and also on each other's Facebook pages as well. Thank you for catching me today, and enjoy the rest of your holiday.